Today I'm sharing with you another delicious slow cooker recipe. Today we're going to make slow cooker Chipotle Barbacoa, and the slow cooker does all the work. You're going to have tender beef that is shredded and falls apart and tastes amazing on tortillas and even rice for a super simple quick dinner that even tastes amazing left over. So make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to show you ways and we're going to talk about how to use this leftover. Hi, I'm Carrie with eatingonadime.com, and we're on a mission to help families eat well on a budget, and this recipe does just that because the slow cooker really stretches out that beef and makes it even last even more than just one meal. Today, instead of starting with a slow cooker, we're actually going to start with like a food processor. You can use a mini one, or I just have a regular size one and I have it set up. And the reason is we're going to blend up our Chipotle peppers and make almost like a paste so that flavor really gets distributed throughout your roast. Okay, so let's start with some Chipotle Peppers and Adobo Sauce. This is what you're going to want. We're going to open it up and then we're just going to grab two. Now my can goofed and the top popped off, so I just used a can opener and cut open the bottom. But this is what it looks like, okay? It looks kind of like mush, but when you poke a fork in there, you're gonna see that peppers are actually in there. And we're gonna need two for this recipe and about a tablespoon of the sauce. So I kind of get a tablespoon and push it down in there and scoop it out and toss that in. Now, if you're curious, what do you do with this entire can now that you just finished? I actually like to take them out with a fork and I'll place them in Ziploc freezer bags, or you can just do like sandwich bags or snack size bags and then place all of those into a freezer bag. So that way you have them already separated for future meals. Most meals require 2 Chipotle peppers, so I always divide them out into 2s. Now, this is a little bit of smoky spice, so if you don't want a lot of spice, you can go ahead and lower it to just 1 Chipotle pepper, or you could take out the extra sauce, which would bring in the extra spice. Now we're going to get some beef broth, and we need just a half of a cup. So I'm just using a can. I'm going to open it up, and we're going to measure that out. And pour that right in. Now I'm going to add a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. And this is really going to bump up the flavor for this roast. And then 2 fresh limes squeezed right in. I love my little lime squeezer. It's really inexpensive on Amazon. We have a link to our Amazon store for you so you can grab them. But see how it's just so much easier. It gets all the juice out. No seeds, no fuss, no mess on your hands either. 2 whole limes. My limes are a little small. So weird. Sometimes they're huge and sometimes they're small. So you can always increase or decrease of what you think might need it. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of salt, and we're just adding it right into the food processor. A teaspoon of black pepper and a tablespoon of dried oregano. And now we're going to we're going to pulverize it together. We're going to, what's the correct word? Blend it together. We're just combining all the flavors together, and we're just blending up those Chipotle peppers so that way when we pour it on top of our roast, you'll get the seasonings throughout. Versus if you just throw in the Chipotle peppers whole, you can do that, but then you're gonna have really spicy pockets of the meat and then some that aren't getting any of the spice at all. So this way, it's evenly distributed and we can just pour it right on over. Okay, it's ready. It smells so good. Okay, now we're just going to take these pieces out, and as you can see, like it's falling apart. Like it is pretty much like so easy to shred, and that's exactly what we want. And that's why I even like to cut it up into the small pieces. So we're just going to take this out. You could actually probably shred it just right inside because it's just falling apart. See how easy that is to shred? Then we're going to put this back into the crock pot so it can soak in all that moisture and all the extra seasonings. I've got it all shredded, so now we're just going to put this back in the pot to keep warm. But look how much meat that is. That's why at the end we're going to talk about different ways that you can serve it. Tonight we're going to serve it just on top of rice, maybe with some fresh limes and even cilantro. But there are so many different ways that you can serve this meat. So definitely when you make this recipe, go ahead and make a double or a triple batch because it freezes great and reheats amazing. So I'm just going to stir this back into that sauce just to keep it nice and moist and have all that flavor go throughout those shredded pieces. Okay, friends, it's time to enjoy. And the best part about the slow cooker is that you can actually leave it on warm and let it just stay, and everybody will have a warm dinner no matter what time they're coming home. I'm going to serve it on rice today. Again, you can serve it on tortillas, but those are the two most traditionals. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than a traditional barbacoa because it's Chipotle. So it's going to have that little extra zing in there that you are going to love. It's so good. Now for today, I'm going to top it with some lime, just a little extra on top because that's what I like, and some fresh cilantro. And it's going to be so good. Make sure you head to eatingonadime.com to get the full recipe, or you can find the link to the recipe below in the description, and that'll help you get all the recipe, nutritional information, and even more tips and tricks. But doesn't it just look so good? I am ready to dig in. And that's how easy it is, friends. It's so good and tasty. I love it every single time. Let me try a little bite. It's so flavorful. Make sure you like and subscribe. Sorry, I'm still eating. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our family-friendly recipes. This is one recipe you are going to have on repeat. Now, we talked about leftovers. So when you go to the full recipe on eatingonadime.com, you will find a ton of leftover ideas, but let me give you just a few. So some of my favorites would be to make like a steak and cheese quesadillas, but it's going to have a chipotle because we're going to use this inside. So you'll just take it from your fridge, you'll just heat it up and then assemble your quesadillas. Burritos are also amazing. You can stir in egg noodles and make like a steak and egg noodles one pot skillet. You can do burritos. There's so many options. So this is amazing. And plus you can just put it in the freezer. Oh, there's a pesky fly, whatever that word is. But no matter what, you can always just save the leftovers and freeze them and then reheat them. So like I said, make 2 or 3 times this because you're going to want to eat on this all week, and it's great leftovers even for lunch. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time in my kitchen. Bye, friends.